I suppose I might as well go live now. It'll, catch up in 30 seconds. And so we'll be about live at 6 o'clock here. So come on in, ladies and gentlemen, for the NAIAF Ball live show, flag football edition. Looking to do this weekly for flag, just as we do for men's football. Still haven't quite gotten the idea down of exactly how we want to call it. Tackle football, maybe. We'll see. But I do want to. Ooh, I got too loud. Let me adjust my volume here. I do want to thank our sponsors. First off, Temple Sports, Adcraft USA. Keep an eye out. Tomorrow, our merch store goes live. This is a limited time store. If you don't get it in that week, you ain't getting it. The best-selling items you may be able to see later, but you better get that stuff. I can tell you right now that some of our stuff is going to be worn at the NFL Combine. Probably not on TV, but definitely in terms of in the meeting rooms and stuff. I can't wait. If you don't know, Culver Stockton's Andrew Rupchich is headed to the NCAA. What am I doing? The NFL Combine. Such a huge deal for our league. There for Andrew to get that opportunity, and I know he will represent us well. But let's talk some flag. Flag football is still an emerging sport in the NAIA, but it is definitely worth mentioning and bringing up and looking at as a big sport for the NAIA in the future, and we are going to cover it just like we do football. So let me get to some scores here real quick. It's been going on for a couple weeks at this point, but last week we really started getting some scores in. So some big things going on. Thomas University in Thomasville, Georgia, starts off their flag program with an absolute bang, upsetting the national finalist from a year ago, the Kaiser Seahawks, 19-13 in Thomasville, Georgia. I can tell you right now, that Thomas defense had Kaiser in knots. Just did a great job of keeping a really good Kaiser offense in check and ran the speed option to perfection there. Did so well with Kiana Cole under center. That's about the only team I'm going to be able to know players for at this juncture because, there are no stats yet. They're coming. I'm sure they are. But they're just not here yet. Also on that day, Warner and Weber both bested Florida Memorial. Kaiser did end up getting off the schneid a couple days later, beating Florida Memorial and Midland on the 16th. Again, don't have very many stats here. Florida Memorial gets off the schneid after being 0-3. After they beat Midland 9-0, there Midland is having is struggling to start the season with an 0-3 record. And then last Saturday, as we really got started with flag football, some big scores here. St. Thomas loses versus Warner 24-6, wins at Weber 12-7. Thomas beats Xavier in Louisiana 57-0, and Warner bests Weber 25-13. Been really impressed with a few teams in the Sun Conference. Before I get there and talk about some takeaways, Ottawa did get started 4 days ago with a 60-0 drubbing of Cory college. So let's talk about how this suits up for the NAIA. Right now, Warner is 3-0. Thomas is 2-0. St. Thomas is 2-1, as is Kaiser. Florida Memorial is 1-3. Midland is 0-3. So let's talk about what it's looked like so far. Warner has had a really good team. They have a new head coach this year and are very much doing a great job with it, both offensively and especially defensively, getting a lot of turnovers and getting the ball back. That's exactly how Kaiser went all the way to the finals last year, was off the turnovers. Thomas has looked really good for a team where they've only played 2 games. And I will say that with as much respect as that deserves. They've looked really good for a team who's only played 2 games. And Ottawa, man, for only 1 game, they were in control. They could have won that game by triple digits if they wanted to. They had Cory down by 30 after the first quarter. They could have won by triple digits if they wanted to. They didn't. They looked to do some development and get some other folks into the game. But it's looking like it's going to be a really good season thus far. We'll have to see who Kaiser is. They did not look their best against Thomas, but they did look better against Florida Memorial and Midland, and we really haven't seen them since. But let's talk about what's going to happen this weekend. We've got Florida Memorial playing Thomas. Kansas Wesleyan and Cory are going to line up, and Kaiser plays Warner and Weber. Now, Weber has been down this year. They did lose their all-world quarterback this year. She was a 1-year rental there for Weber. We got to see if Weber's going to put everything back together. They've got good coaching there. We'll just have to see. And Warner really has a chance this weekend to make their mark in NAIA flag football. If you beat Kaiser, even if it is basically a home game for you, if you beat Kaiser and make them fall to 2-2, that's going to be a huge step, just like it was for Thomas. Speaking of Thomas, they pick up games at St. Thomas and versus Florida Memorial. We had just mentioned the game with Florida Memorial. For Thomas, if you can sweep those games, you have a really strong tailwind at your back to push you into March at 4-0. That would be huge for Coach Palmer and the Nighthawks. And then for Warner and Weber, if you can both beat Kaiser, that'd be big. Although it's Kaiser, it's gonna be a good team no matter what. For Ottawa, you've got a Midland team there that struggled in their Florida swing. Now they're rested. If you're Midland, can you come out and prove that your Florida swing was a little bit of a fluke? What we're not seeing yet are a couple of the teams in the north part of the South and in the Midwest here, being Milligan and St. Mary's. St. Mary's gets started on March the 3rd, while Milligan doesn't get started until March the 11th. It'll be really interesting to see, once we get everyone going, how people do in conference. And once these start crossing over, it's going to be a big deal too. I know at some point, Kaiser and Ottawa are probably going to play. Ottawa's going to want to see what they've got against the teams down in Florida in the Sun Conference. I keep wanting to say Sun Division, y'all. I got to get that out of my head. Because right now, Ottawa does look like the number one team in the nation. I'm going to wait until after this week to really rank these teams, because I don't think that's fair to most of to a few of the ones that haven't played yet or haven't played a couple games under their belt. But to me, the way I've seen it, you've got to say Ottawa number one, Warner number two. I'm going to go with Warner at number two. They've been really strong thus far. I've been really impressed. I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to be an absolute homer. Thomas at 3, Kaiser at 4. Kaiser's just got to show that they haven't missed a step, and that Thomas game hasn't gotten them down. And I also want to see if Thomas is for real. I think they may be. I also think they'll probably struggle down the stretch, as any new team does. It really is hard to put together a full season. If y'all have any comments, drop them here in the chat. I'm going to thank our other couple of sponsors and talk about them. A massive thank you to our newest sponsor, Leading Edge Fundraising. Guys, now is the time. This is perfect timing to do to schedule fundraisers. Talk with those guys at Leading Edge. They will get you set up. Their hour-a-thon is such a big deal. They are actually sponsoring. They've gotten the naming rights for our top 25 and top 4 polls. But talk to those guys at Leading Edge. They're good folks. They're going to get you set up. That hour-a-thon will make really good money for your team to get what they need to get and put yourself in a good position to make the relationships that we've been talking about. Thanks also to Mommy Bay Turf and Turf Nation for sponsoring our Player of the Week. We'll probably have some Players of the Week here once I get stats. I keep harping on that. We've been 2 weeks now without stats for flag football, and that annoys me a little. Once we get some stats, I'll have the Mommy Bay Turf Nation flag Player of the Week for your perusal, highlighting the women who got it done that week. But again, thank y'all so much for joining us. Can't wait to keep covering flag football. It's a great sport. It is a sport that the NAI has cornered right now. So if you are somebody, a student from those schools, Cory, Florida Memorial, K-Dub, Kansas Wesleyan, Kaiser, Midland, Milligan, Ottawa, St. Mary, St. Thomas, Warner, and Weber. You need to go out and support your school. Support those ladies, because that is something that the NAI has a monopoly on right now. And if we, as the NAI, I think a plane just went overhead, but that was really loud. If we, as the NAI, can get flag football doing what it's supposed to do, we're consistently getting the best players in the nation to play at these NAI schools before the NCAA comes in and decides to make flag football a varsity sport. That helps the NAIA, and that cements, that gives other sports a chance to be better and to grow, and for the programs to be long-term successful. And that's what we're here for, is to make the NAI, to help them have that long-term success that gets us recognized as a place where good sports are played, whether it's football, flag football, basketball, baseball, esports, bowling, wrestling. I don't care what it is. That is what we want here. We are here for you. For John Cooper, who is getting back from vacation, I am Cory Thorpe. Visit our sponsors again, AdCraft. Check our web store out tomorrow as it drops. Got some good stuff coming there. Thank you to Mommy Bay Turf Nation, and Leading Edge Fundraising for helping us do what we do. If you want to be a part of helping us grow, check us out at patreon.com/NAIAFball, because let's be honest, we can't do this coverage without our sponsors and viewers like you.